Welcome back to Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We'll just roll right along here.
All right.
A few more bars of this. I like this one, Bill. That's right. This is a nice song. All right, well, if you're just joining us, we are talking about a gentleman who I think is never happy, a homeowner's advocate out in Nevada who a lot of times gets what he wants originally, but then he decides that's not what he wants.
Yeah.
We're talking about a self-proclaimed homeowner advocate, Jonathan Friedrich, out in Nevada. He was upset with how unfair people were treated, so he wanted an ombudsman office.
That's right, to hear homeowners' complaints against their associations, their association boards, their property managers, right?
Yeah. So
he wanted a place for people to go.
Yeah, so the state puts one together. They start charging homeowners in every association a little bit more.
That's right. They charge
for
some
support of this.
A fee to all homeowners
on
associations.
Their property taxes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And now he's unhappy with the ombudsman office because he says 85% of all of the claims that come to the ombudsman office are unfounded and rejected by the office. Now, it seems to fail him to think that perhaps maybe that's true.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe 85% of homeowner complaints are really unfounded. I mean, I think we could say that based on our experience in management.
Yes, and we're not saying all homeowner complaints, but
No.
But all of the. But a lot of the most vociferous folks, unfortunately, are people who are some of the most uncompromising and unbending people and just aren't plain neighborly.
Well, and I have to throw the word ignorance in there as well, because I would say 85% of complaints, maybe not 85%, but a large percentage of the complaints made are because people don't understand their governing documents. They didn't read them. They don't understand them if they did read them, and they're objecting to the association enforcing the governing documents, which is the board's job. So to say 85, well, I think we have said this, and Jonathan has said that 85% of the ombudsman's decisions went against homeowners associations. Really, 85% of the decision was in support. 85% of these decisions was in support of the HOA documents, which is what they should be.
Yes, that they were indeed following the documents.
That's right.
And the documents were what everybody knew and signed before they
purchased.
Entered
That's right.
into this.
So then Jonathan was unhappy with the ombudsman's office. So what did he do next?
Then they created this other division, the Common Interest Community Commission, which is an appointed group, 5-member board. They are now making rules outside of the legislature. Again, I think he thought that this was a move that would be beneficial.
Would support his viewpoint.
Because it would be...
I'm not even sure he wants to be beneficial to other homeowners. I think he wants what he wants when he wants it. Don't you think?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I think he most definitely was thinking that this would be an easier way for him to get things accomplished instead of having to go to a state legislature and go through committees. But now he's finding out that he's upset with what they're doing too.
That's
right.
And
again, I think what Mr. Friedrich will be happy with is if he becomes the Nevada Homeowner Association czar.
I think he would be happy with that position.
And I think if whatever he decided, I think that would be the only time that he will be completely happy.
Yeah.
Other than that, living in a homeowners association, living in a state, living in the United States of America, we have freedom. That freedom means that everybody has a different viewpoint. Not everybody's going to see eye to eye, but we learn to live together.
Cooperation is essential.
It is.
And
But here's the issue Mr. Friedrich's upset with now with the Common Interest Community Commission, and that was, we had mentioned the last break, that he said one of the members that is on the commission, Michael Buckley, he's the chairman of the commission should not be on the commission or should not vote in this particular case asking for a cap on collection fees and whatnot
Uh-huh.
because Michael Buckley is an attorney. He's a partner in a Las Vegas law firm. The law firm is called Jones and Vargas. Now, Jones and Vargas, not Mr. Buckley, but someone in the firm of Jones and Vargas, is a lobbyist for a company called Red Rock Financial, which is a collection company, a division of RMI Property Management.
Okay, all right.
And so he says, look,
There's
Mr.
a conflict of interest. He's asserting there's a conflict of interest.
Yes, there is I suppose there is a tie there, but it's
about 3 times removed, and I've thought of this before.
He's probably closer to Kevin Bacon than Michael Buckley is.
I think
to
you're
this.
right. Than he is to the. There's a balance here because you want people who know about the issues. You want people expert in their fields that are making decisions like this, don't
Yes.
we? In our state legislature and in commissions, you need people with experience. Okay,
Yeah.
A lot of those people with experience are going to have ties, aren't they?
Yeah.
To the industry they're regulating somehow.
Well, stop and take a look at that logic. Does that mean that anybody that is in the legislature now, just because they have a tie, a family member, or their company is tied to a piece of legislation that needs to be moved forward, that they need to recuse themselves from that, and that the only people that are impartial that can deal with that? I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I don't know, folks. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's a good idea?
Should only people that are totally unaware of the issues or totally inexperienced on the issues be allowed to serve and make decisions?
That's one way of putting it. I tell you what,
I'm not supporting conflict of
Yeah.
interest, but
I know
I'm saying
that.
there's
I
a
know
fine
that.
line there somewhere.
Yes, there is, and it looks like we need to take another. Oh, we don't need to take another break. Okay,
Okay.
Good. I thought maybe I
You were
misread
getting the wrong
clock.
signal there? Okay.
Getting the wrong signal. This is. And then take a look at what actually happened here with Mr. Buckley. Okay, let's say he is actively tied to a company that works on behalf of a collection agency. Okay.
All right.
What is it that he's asking for in this law or ruling?
This regulation.
He's asking for a cap
On fees.
A cap on fees.
Yeah.
He's also asking that there be a period of time where no fees can be permitted to be charged. Is this the ruling of a man?
He voted for this.
He voted for this. And so did everybody else on the commission.
That's
is
right.
this the ruling of someone who is greedy and
Got
nefarious?
some kind of self-interest, yeah. I don't know.
I can't see it. Can you?
I don't understand it either, no.
It just seems to just go beyond me in this. But that's what we're talking about is, unfortunately, there are people in the industry that are people that you hear over and over and over again, only because I guess they have the chutzpah and the time to be involved. But these aren't necessarily the people that are a good representation or representative of the average person in the homeowner association.
No, absolutely,
industry.
they're not. They're not representing the average person in a homeowner association because by far the majority of people who live in an association are happy in their association.
Yes,
I mean it's just a fact.
yeah, and so I here it to me just really seems to be that Mr. Friedrichs, I think, just goes around in life. He's just unhappy.
You know what? I wonder what happened to him in the homeowners association where we lived. Where he lived? Did we ever even get the details of the story? What, he requested a green awning and they turned him down, or he wasn't keeping his lawn mowed, or what happened?
It gets down to something that basic.
I think so.
But I don't think we asked him that when he was on the air.
I don't recall. I'll go back and look at my notes, but I think something happened that made him angry,
Yep.
and often that's how we all become advocates for an issue.
Okay.
Is something happened to us, right?
Yes. And so here's what happened. So Mr. Friedrich is making this accusation that there was a conflict of interest. And again, I think when there is something that is a conflict of interest, I think that the person needs to disclose that to folks. You know, if you're on a board and you have a family member that's going to gain something from that, or if you have a tie, I think you need to disclose. Sure. You need to disclose that. In that case, yes, you wouldn't vote on it. You'd let it be in other people's hands. But the bottom line is, you know what? Even after other people know that, they still may vote in support of what you want anyway.
Sure. That's right.
So even in this case, had Mr. Buckley recused himself, it still would have passed.
Because it was a unanimous decision.
Yes, by everybody else that was on the board.
It's hard to prove that there was any wrongdoing with this set of circumstances.
So what?
And in fact, he didn't prove there was any wrongdoing, did he?
No. And so what happens is that when there is something, there was a petition that was filed on behalf of Friedrich, on these. And I guess it was found out that there was nothing found.
It was unfounded.
Unfounded, unreasonable.
They denied his request to repeal R199-09.
But that's not enough for Mr. Friedrich. He's still taking another step. So now he's going to be going to the executive director of the Commission on Ethics in the state of Nevada, Karen Jenkins, and she said, we're going to investigate Mr. Friedrich's complaint.
Yeah.
Because it's now been referred to the commission panel to determine if there is just and sufficient cause to hold a hearing. This is even to hold a hearing. It's not saying that there is anything wrong.
Yeah.
And so, the wonderful thing about all of this is I think there are plenty of checks and balances in place in our government, apparently.
Apparently in the state of Nevada.
To certainly take care of people who have concerns.
Yeah.
But a gentleman who isn't getting what he wants when he wants it, as you so aptly put it, isn't going to be happy, I think, until he has gone through, and I think the patience of every bureaucratic officer in the state of Nevada
now,
that will listen
I have to say,
this.
I don't think that's the wrong way to operate, because I have that tendency myself to pursue something to the nth degree. Anytime I can think of something else to try to get my way, I will do that. But if I'm ultimately told no, or I'm ultimately told, you know what, Tony, you're the only one that feels this way, perhaps you should look at your own opinion, then I have to do that.
You make a good point. I guess it begs the question, at what point does someone's complaint just become a bother?
Yeah.
I mean, because you're right. People don't see things correctly. Some people are short-sighted. Some people don't have knowledge. So, you can't say, you can't fault someone who wants to bring up complaints. But if that's all that a person is known for, and if a person can't seem to find anything after following 2 or 3 different organizations in getting any kind of satisfaction, it makes you wonder, what is the constant in the equation? Maybe it is myself that needs to rethink what I believe to be true as opposed to everybody else's on the take.
Yeah. At some point you have to decide, am I being part of the problem or am I going to be part of the solution?
Yeah.
And apparently there are people who are very comfortable remaining part of the problem.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think of our take about Mr. Friedrichs? Are we giving him too much of a hard time? Should we be a little bit more lenient and understanding with what he's doing, or do you or what do you think?
You still have time to call us 651-289-4488.
Yes, let's talk about that. If you want to, we will. If you have something else, we'll talk about that as well. But let's take a break right now, and when we come back, let's delve into some of the changes with FHA that end up really not boosting the HOA industry in helping them with securing new mortgages. We'll be back after these messages.